So I think of a guy like Jamie Benn, power skill combination, that excellent shot.
A staple of analysis during the NHL entry draft comes to comparing future NHL superstars to the players of the past and present. It's a fun exercise that raises hope for fans, allowing them to envision a tangible example of how that player might pan out. The harsh reality though is that many of these NHL players will not turn out to be the example that NHL pundits project them to be. And that's okay. Making the NHL is not a walk in the park. But why do these comparisons take place? Why is it on draft night when a player is asked, who do you model your game after? They usually reference the same few players. The answer, in my humble opinion, is simple. The rise of the internet has paved the way for kids to instantaneously watch clips of their favorite players and then to emulate them. So let's provide a few examples. When Sidney Crosby entered the league in 2006, one of his most unique skills was his jackknife or mohawk turn. He popularized the skating style in opening his hips to pivot in tight spaces, using his body to separate the puck from defenders. Today, this skating skill is commonplace for players who grew up watching compilation videos of Sid, with some of them even taking it to new heights.
Failed to materialize. About a minute remaining in the London power play. Strong just hit across the line. Dangle scores!
Another classic example is Showtime himself, Patrick Kane. Any avid hockey fan who grew up watching the NHL in the 2010s has probably at one point or another been caught with some Patrick Kane highlights in their tabs. I mean, I was a victim of that as well. His stick handling skills, paired with his trademark flair and swagger, separated him from many NHLers and sparked a wave of future players who would emulate his game. Then there's Pavel Datsyuk, the king of NHL compilation videos on YouTube. And the list goes on. Ilya Kovalchuk, Danny Heatley, Mike Ribeiro, even Robbie Schremp. They're all cemented in time on YouTube. The prime period of my own playing days was during the mid-2000s to the mid-2010s, and having the ability to instantly look at clips of my favorite players has permanently shaped my view on the game. Watching the Sedins work their magic in the offensive zone showed me just how beautiful it is to be a part of a brilliant passing play. Phil Kessel's blazing snapshot inspired me to work on my own release. And even the NHL video games have served as a source of inspiration and creativity. To this very day, when my friends and I get together on the outdoor rink, we're always trying out the newest moves we saw online. Listen, growing up during the infancy of the internet and social media has not been all sunshine and rainbows. But in looking at the internet through strictly a hockey lens, it's enabled creativity in the NHL to thrive. The game is constantly changing, forever and always. But look at new wave players like Trevor Zegras and Jack Hughes, who are now inspiring an entirely new generation to try unique moves on their own. Old school hockey fans may disagree with this sentiment. The 90s and 2000s brought some of the most hard-nosed hockey the league has seen, and I believe it's reflected in the players that broke through during that time. The Joe Thorntons and Jarome Iginlas of the world are all elite players, just in a different way. All of this to say, the league has changed, and YouTube is largely responsible for the influx of creativity we're seeing today. This concept, of course, is not limited to just hockey. It applies to other sports, music, film, you name it. This is the age of information. Closing things off here, who did we miss? Which players would you spend hours on YouTube watching? Comment them below so that we can revisit them as well. From What's Happening Hockey, I'm Brendan Schofer.